Here's a man who needs no introduction.
Thank you, Jenny, for that lack of introduction. Okay, well, as you've just seen, I'm a drummer, and that equipment there is the only musical instrument I play. But over the years, from time to time, the ideas for songs have come into my head, and some of those have actually made the light of day, being played by bands. But one in particular, I took it to a couple of people who are present here tonight. They could not make head or tail of what to do with this song, so it remained an unsung hero of a song, if you like, until tonight. I'm not going to sing it, I'm going to recite it for you, with the assistance of Mr. Fabulous here, Alan Gibson. Give him a big hand, please. Now, for this poem, I'd like to take you back to 1970, for those of you who remember that year. The summer of love had passed. Beatlemania was pretty much a distant memory, but there were some old rockers from before even those times who were still trying to remain viable, with varying amounts of success. As well as that, of course, the Cuban Missile Crisis and the threat of a Cold War, the Cold War that was hanging over the world during the 60s, had subsided somewhat, although there was another war taking place in a very small Southeast Asian country, the Vietnam War. Now, two of the people who were proponents of these two different movements, the musical movement, the political movement, decided, or one of them in particular decided, that he thought he might try and remain, as I said before, viable by getting together with the other one. So this is a true story, a little bit of embellishment here and there, but essentially, believe it or not, this story that you're about to hear is a true story. So, Mr. Fabulous, I'll just have a little slug of water before I start. We've got a slideshow that's going to be happening. Maybe we'll turn this slide off and we'll be able to hear it and see it all the better. Maybe close, maybe turn some lights. Oh yeah, that's coming good. Okay, we might take two on that one, Al. Okay. From the top. From the top.
Put you a bit closer too, David.
Just okay. All right.
So you can hear better.
Okay. All right. Here we go again. Let me tell you about the president. The greatest nation's greatest man. He preached peace from his white residence while his soldiers died in a far-off land. The king was confined to his mansion, fueled by prescription pills and cholesterol. He had a short span of attention, but his mind stayed fixed on a sacred goal. The president's character was unimpeachable. He showed his people what was right and what was wrong. But the young generation was unreachable. Hair long, smoking bongs and singing protest songs. A cabaret artiste and B-grade actor, The king still believed that he was king of the kids. He thought they could be mutual benefactors before their careers were on the skids. Well, late one night, the king escaped wearing a purple suit with a long black cape into the real world where he was doing it hard. He carried no cash, no credit card. He travelled north all through the night on a Greyhound bus and a red-eye flight. But even though the king had it all, he found what he really wanted in the nation's capital. So the king's face to face with the president. He pulls out a Colt 45 with silver bullets. He says, in exchange for this nice present, I need something real bad. I'm sure you can pull it. The chemicals in his brain were raging. The king was really on the edge. He says, I want to be a federal narcotics agent. And most of all, I want that Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs badge. Well, that's not the end of this story. Both men went down in history. The president, having listened to the king's plaintive tune, honed his listening skills to a much higher degree. And the king, he got his badge, didn't prick his balloon. He grew to be much bigger than he thought he would ever be. Gibson. Thank you very much, folks. That was so long ago, and as we all know, we live in an enlightened age these days. We know that nothing like that could probably ever happen again. Could it? Thank you.